motivationals
to news,
to sports and talk.
we'll give you all you need to make the best of your day.
On the Break of Dawn, 32 FM 94.9.
Good morning to you wherever you are listening to 32 FM 94.9. It's another beautiful Thursday morning. Today is the 6th day in the month of May 2021. Good morning to you once again and welcome on board. I welcome you to the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 94.9. This is where we get to take headlines from the major dailies and of course we get to analyze them with our in-house analysts. My name is GBEMISOLA. SOYEMI. Good morning once again.
My name is DELE. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. Once again, I said my name is DELE ADEYANJU. Thank you so much for starting with us today. Break of Dawn newspaper review is the program. We run this show for the next 1 hour. I have 4 papers. I have the Daily Post, the Punch, the Nigerian Tribune, and the Vanguard newspapers.
And I have me Premium Times, The Guardian, The Nation, and I also have all your insights with me.
Headlines from Daily Post this morning. Buhari happy about release of College of Forestry students. Begs for others in captivity. Insecurity. Egeti Monarch advocates use of African juju to end crimes in Nigeria. Sponsors of attacks in Imo. Nigeria will be exposed. Uzodimad indicts APC enemies. Abia will partner NNPC to ensure free flow of petroleum products. Governor Piazu. Buhari tackling insecurity in Nigeria. APC governors. Jonathan Buhari paid ransom to bandits, kidnappers, but denied it. Obasanjo. It's mass suicide. Nigerian workers rejects plan to slash salaries. Kaduna. Saraki reacts to release of 27 Afaka students. Superstition, illiteracy, major challenges in tackling asthma. That's from the NTC. Governor El Rufai reacts to release of kidnapped Afaka students. Community policing, Osun security strategy inclusive. Oitola. Church leadership plans to keep me for 30 days over Nnamdi Kanu. Mbaka. Recruitment into all government offices in Nigeria free. Federal government wants job seekers against fraudsters. And insecurity, NBA told to the Bar Lai Mohammed immediately over banditry kidnapping comment. If Nigeria breaks up, minority groups will suffer. Obasanjo kicks against secession. Akeredolu imposes 24-hour curfew on Ondo community over chieftaincy tussle. Governor Piazu Lord's MOUAU describes institution as partner in progress in Abia. Governor Gwayi inaugurates committee on prevention of gender-based violence. In Gumuren, professional women in Akwa Ibom protest killing of job seeker demand justice. Nigerian students trapped in volcanic Caribbean will be returned. Lawan reps to investigate fresh killings by armed headers in Benue. And insecurity, Nance threatens to shut down Nigeria over student abduction. Systemic failure derailed vision behind polytechnics in Nigeria, presidential panel. And 27 abducted students of Kaduna College regain freedom.
Premium Times newspaper. Security operatives rescue 13 abductees in Kaduna. That's coming from an official. Buhari appeals for release of Greenfield University students. On insecurity, APC, PDP senators bicker as opposition lawmakers threaten to move against Buhari. If Nigeria breaks up, minority groups will be exterminated. Obasanjo. 27 kidnapped Kaduna College students freed. That's coming from a source. And still on insecurity, reps want Nigeria's planned censors suspended. Greenfield University wants students reunites with family 16 still in captivity. Also this morning, reps blame poor performance of committees on inadequate funding. Reps urge UNILAG to fix lapses in e-learning system. ICPC wants lawmakers, government officials against project duplication. Mbaka cited in Enugu amid arrest concerns. And SARS, woman whose leg was run over by policeman risks amputation. That's coming from a surgeon. More headlines. Group advocates end to sexual violence. Experts to reflect on human rights. Shrinking civic space in Nigeria. PDP remains committed to Nigeria's stability. Official. Women march in Uyo demand justice for slain Akwa Ibom job seeker. Suspected imposter arrested for allegedly cloning EFCC's email. And finally, 3 in 10 women, girls experience sexual abuse in Nigeria. Talent.
The Punch newspaper next. Government approach wrong. Ransom payment won't end kidnapping. Obasanjo. El Rufai receives 27 freed Kaduna College students. 2 missing. Cash crunch. Labour draws battle lines once again salary slash. Senator demands drastic action against Buhari regime. Army failed to tackle insecurity despite 1 trillion naira allocation. Security experts. Mbaka resurfaces. Protesting youths attack Enugu Bishop's house. Boko Haram killed 5 soldiers, 25 others in Borno attacks. Sources and Kuska. Stop issuing statements. Do your job. NEF charges Buhari. Boko Haram attack plot on National Assembly. VIP locations causes care. Police reduced to Boy Scouts. Need reformation. CSO. We will rescue Nigerian students trapped in volcanic Caribbean island. And Akwa Ibom governor's wife leads protest over slaying job seeker. Bandits kill 2 Kaduna volunteers. Abducts cause raise church. Over 1,200 Imo escaped inmates still on the run. NCS. EAU honors Moa's boss and expelled herdsmen from Kwara sneaking into Oshun. Group. Reps condemn killing of 70 in Benue in 3 weeks. We need to go traditional to defend ourselves. Ekiti Monarch. Obaseki lashes federal government over alleged scandal rocking NDDC. Finally this morning, federal government to protect health workers from infectious disease.
Guardian newspaper. Relief has freed 27 students arrive after 56 days. Telcos begin SIM activation as more lines get NIN linkage. NLC rejects planned reduction in salaries of workers. APC caucus berates opposition for tagging Buhari absentee president. Also, Southern governors convene emergency meeting over insecurity. Lagos Assembly proposes bill to strengthen mortgage process. And Obaseki blames insecurity on APC's mismanagement of nation's economy. FEC okays 6.2 billion naira for power projects. Police officer's wife laments husband's health after NSAS. Edo vows to name shame defaulting taxpayers. More headlines from Guardian newspaper this morning. Minority ethnic groups will lose more if Nigeria breaks, Obasanjo warns. IMN faults federal government's plan to demonize members. Oyo Monarch warns against selling land to foreigners. Oshibaji unveils FRSA training school in Delta today. WHO decries lack of basic water services and healthcare facilities. Civil society groups kick as police ban rally against insecurity. Over 2,000 women hold rally for slain job seeker in Akwa Ibom. Nigeria media at risk for holding government accountable, says NUJ. NDDC has completed 73 abandoned roads in Niger Delta since 2003, says Akpabio. And reps urge suspension of censors over insecurity and others. And finally, Southeast PDP deplores formation of Ibubagu's security outfit in Ebonyi State.
Headlines from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Warlords gradually taking over Nigeria. Northern Christian elders won. Kaduna, 29 kidnapped college students freed. Troops rescue 13 abducted victims from bandits. 2023 will either birth a new Nigeria or ground it or Obasanjo. With the rider, faults ransom payment, asks government to develop means to tackle bandits. And also, insecurity, reps ask federal government to suspend 2021 population housing census. Over 40 million sickle cell patients have no access to medical care in Nigeria. Reps member cries out. FEC approves 6.2 billion naira for power projects. 3 traders driver abducted in Ogun. 4 killed in Ondo town. Chieftaincy crisis. Governor imposes 24-hour curfew, and it will be suicidal for federal government to reduce worker salary. That's from the NLC.
All right, I'll look at Inside Oyo now. He played vital roles in Oyo APC stability and progress. Adelabu Monspa Jimmy Ajayi. Oyo APC Unity Forum, Ajimobi Legacy Forum collapse structures unite ahead of 2023 elections. Also, selling lands to foreigners fueling insecurity, Asenyi of Isenyi. Araromi spare parts markets, House of Reps call for probe of fire outbreak. And I'll take one more headline from here. Idi Badon and nicest staff union stage protest against alleged financial recklessness by DG.
Vanguard newspaper, bandits released 27 Afaka Forestry College students. Also, 11 years on, we wanted a peaceful, united nation. Goodluck Jonathan pays tribute to former President Yar Adua and how Father Mbaka disappeared, reappeared. And Mbaka's resurfacing saves major crisis in Enugu. More headlines from the Vanguard newspaper. The growing demand for a democratic system of local government in Nigeria. NSAS, Lagos revives 10,000 businesses with 939 million naira. A timely discussion on fundamental rights, an all-time high reached in daily coronavirus deaths in India. Nigeria's woeful international rankings expose its utter fragility. Those are some of the headlines from the Vanguard newspaper.
And I'll also take a look now at the Nation newspaper. Labour rejects move by federal government to cut salaries. Protest over my disappearance saved me, says Mbaka. How states and schools plan to prevent kidnappers. FEC approves 6.2 billion naira for 6 electricity projects. More headlines from the Nation. We cannot survive another civil war, says Gombe governor. APC senators reject PDP's position on insecurity and economy. Sage, unconstitutional removal of precedents must be resisted. Bandits free 13, kill 2, raise church. PDP faults Lai Mohammed's stance on terrorism. Buhari is saying release 16 Greenfield Varsity students. Ransom payments encourages banditry abductions, says Obasanjo. Governors pressurize Ayade to remain in PDP. Kidnappers free 27 Kaduna forestry students. Labour opposes move by federal government to cut salaries and to merge MDAs. And finally, have not awarded any contract as Minister Akpabio.
We have the time coming up to 15 minutes past 6. We go observe our first break on the show today. When we come back, then we'll return with our analyst. Good morning.
We are the future. We are the dream.
Have you heard of an engineering club for children? Yes, an engineering club for children aged 3 to 12, where they are taught science, technology, engineering, and mathematics all in one. That's what Smart Kids Engineers is bringing to you. How does it work, you ask? Smart Kids Engineers runs programs in schools as part of their extracurricular activities, like the ones we have in Lead British School, Jericho, and Manatee School, Oluyole. Smart Kids Engineers runs classes in the office on Saturdays and during school holidays. That means when others just spend their holidays, your kids get smarter. Avail your words the opportunity to develop their creative skills and enroll them today at Smart Kids Engineers. Smart Kids Engineers is located at Borehole Center, 2nd floor, Akala Expressway, opposite Aleri Hotel, Ibadan. For more information, please call 0802 669 9906. 0802 669 9906.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà kọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 081 68 73 7222.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Rama. You just dey come. Me, I don't break my fast though. With the food, where they give us for here. In fact, now so kill we kill before we collect ham.
So, all this stress on top say you want collect fruit for breaking fast. Don't worry yourself, because me don't get get fruit from Adron Homes. You remember I tell you about the Ramadan promo. You sef fit benefit from Adron Ramadan promo package. With shikini money like 25,000 naira initial deposit, you go get food pack or shopping voucher and even spread the payment within 24 months. You no finish for there. For every land where you buy, you sef go collect gift. If you can't pay 1 million income, you go collect food pack, bag of rice, goat, and even shopping voucher. Take joy body. Hey, waiting you they wait for. Oya sharply go Adron Homes, make you sef benefit from the Ramadan promo. For more story, make you call us for 0703 040 2305 or 0705 918 8581.
Egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí, egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni, ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneton cleanser ni.
Já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò. Kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà tìgbàlódé. NAFDAC Fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneton cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 Ọba Akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street, Aláàfin Avenue, Olúyọ̀lé Estate, Ring Road, Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533. Fún títà àti rírà, ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser. Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ń ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Are you ready?
When we look at the horizon, we see our followers. And as we keep looking, we are inspired to keep moving. To you all, we say thank you. For our followers on Facebook, you are the best. To those on Twitter and Instagram, we love you. And to our YouTube subscribers, we throw you salute. For those who are yet to join us on the flight, we know you are waiting. So catch us live on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 32FM949 Ibadan. And to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it is at 32FM949 Ibadan. You are the real heroes. Once again, we say thank you.
32 FM 94.9.
Every day is another chance to do it all over again.
Get the best of starts on the break of dawn. 32 FM 94.9.
You're welcome back. 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan, located on the 4th floor Cocoa House building, Dugbe. Thank you so much for staying with us. My name is DELE ADEYANJU, and from my colleague, my co-presenter this morning,
GBEMISOLA SOYEMI.
And live in the studio, we have Dr. Olu Ojedokun, who is our analyst today. He is a lawyer and lecturer at the Lee City University. Doctor, good morning.
Well, top of the day to you.
All right. I know Gbemi has something there. I have something there. I mean, where do we go? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, let's start from here. Front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Yesterday, Gumi said that. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? 100 million should be paid to bandits, and the central bank vaults should be opened. Well, he said that, and of course, yesterday too in the news we had that Atiku said that ex-veterans should be brought together and let's chart a way forward to tackle insecurity in this country. Now, Obasanjo is talking. Obasanjo said 2023 will either birth a new Nigeria or ground it. And he said he said a ransom payment is faulty. He's asking government to develop means of tackling banditry. What other options do we have? And all the stories are interrelated.
Yes, they're interrelated. But first, I must comment on Gumi's suggestion. I think it was reckless.
It wasn't reckless because he suggested it. It was reckless because it was on the pages of newspaper. The whole strategy was laid out. These bandits or criminals also read the newspapers. He said, open the votes, pay this money, you understand, and then go after the money later. In other words, you understand, set them up, you understand, as if they're going to get this money. As soon as they get it, you go after them. You don't reveal strategy, security strategy on the pages of newspapers. I think it was careless. The other thing is that if you don't strengthen your security, you strengthen your detection, and you're just paying ransom left, right, and center, you will continue to pay ransom, and you continue to pay it. It's not only government anyway that pays ransom. You can't stop private individuals from doing what they want to do, which is to save their loved ones. In terms of what the solution, we haven't used everything, all the tools in our armory box. We haven't conveyed the Council of States. We haven't used the power state of emergency. So, of course, Atiku is right that the veterans need to you need to convey the veterans, bring them together. But the other things also that the government simply is not doing. Rather, the government seems to specialize in accusing critics, you understand, of wanting to dismember Nigeria and wanting to remove President Buhari from office. And that will not do, you understand, because there is no constructive engagement with the issues that have arisen. As to what Obasanjo is saying, that 2023 will determine whether Nigeria flies or it doesn't, I think the evidence suggests that even 2 years, you understand, if we survive 2 years without any action from the government, then it will be a miracle from God. And we can't continue to wait for miracles from God. We also have to do that which we must do, which is to build a country that can work and can survive. And the government must lead in that process. And so all this lethargy, which replaces active government policy, cannot be allowed to continue.
But I'm sure we are not bereft of quality war veterans, quality tacticians in this country, which Obasanjo seemed to be a part of them.
Yes, it seems to be a part of them, but you have to remember the kind of war that Obasanjo fought is different from the kind of war that we have nowadays. Your enemy is not easily identifiable. You know, they're not based in one place. They're disparate. They're all over the place. So it's a different kind of battle. But we have recently retired generals, recent veterans. All of them can be used. Their expertise can be used, can be deployed. But more fundamentally, if we do not address, if we do not deal with, if we do not engage with the social economic factors, the factors such as lack of education, lack of economic opportunities, job opportunities, then no matter what we do militarily, we're going to come back again to this issue again and again.
So which we address first?
No, I think we have to address it together. I don't think that's one or the other. We have to address them together. And it seems to me that our economic plight is also adding to the fact, limiting our options. But we have to find a way to address it together.
But then how do you convince these bandits who have turned kidnapping and abductions to an industry? How do you convince them to, when these opportunities become available, the socio-economic responsibilities of the government, if they are able to meet up with them? How do you now convince these bandits to change their ways?
Oh, by showing that you also have the stick, by going full force. Of course, you lay out the opportunities, but you must do it from a position of strength, which means that you have to improve your detection. You have to also improve your ability to go after them. You have to go after them. You have to make it unsustainable for them. You have to make kidnapping less lucrative, less available, you know, from that point of view. The reason why people are going into kidnapping is because it's quite lucrative. I can kidnap a couple of children and ask for 800 million, you understand, from that point of view, without batting an eyelid, and, you know, maybe negotiate it down from that point of view. So I think once it becomes less lucrative, then fewer and fewer people, you understand, will engage in kidnapping because the risk would just be too great and not worth it.
A convergence of veterans, as Atiku said, and as you also backed it up. If the sitting government is not doing it, is not making the call, who else has the power to make these veterans come together to find a solution? Some
would suggest to a certain extent the National Assembly, because to be honest, the National Assembly is at sea. You understand? They are not at bay. In other words, the National Assembly is just all over the place. They're not doing their jobs. Oversight is not what they've engaged in, and they're not at the back of the executive. The National Assembly should be, you know, also at the back, not at the beck and call, but they should also be in the forefront of finding a way, you understand, either by resolution or some other way to convey these veterans from that point of view. But the National Assembly seems just to acquiesce each time with what the federal government is doing. In fact, I hardly hear their voice, apart from sometimes the whimpering of one or two senators.
But recently, we heard in the news about plans to organize something very big in terms of a summit, and it's all-inclusive.
Yes, the summit is good if the actions that flow from it are going to be followed through. A lot of times you have these big actions.
A confab.
Yes, a confab. Well, the confab, if it's a confab on the negotiation and bringing together of nationality so that we know where we're going, yes. It's not just bringing it together, it's whether we can follow it through. That's the whole issue. But I still feel that we have structures in place. The Council of State has not met for the past 5 years or thereabout. The Council of State brings together all the governors, Chief Justice of the Federation, and past heads of state. That's a kind of forum where a lot of ideas can be gathered together and where you need not duplicate. But the federal government has not even engaged it. What of the powers of the federal government to impose an emergency in particular areas? They still haven't used that. There are many other tools in the armory box. And some people suggest that the reason why they haven't engaged with that is because we don't have one centralized, there's no real person or individual operating at the center who is able to exercise executive authority.
Now let's get back to Gumi. I have in the Punch newspaper, I saw a video of a woman saying, a parent of one of the kidnapped Kaduna students saying that, in her words, we paid 800,000 naira to someone Gumi introduced us to. And now we are going back to wondering whether Gumi knows something that others don't know.
Even if he doesn't know something, in normal climes, the DSS would have picked up Gumi and asked him to debrief them for questioning. But a lot of times, it reverses the situation. The Gumis are never touched. It's people in other parts of the country, when they make their voices heard, that are touched. I think that is quite irregular. There's something that Gumi knows that we don't know that he knows about. And he's become a middleman. He's become a broker of terrorism. If that is true, you understand? We can verify it, but if it's true, then it's a broker of terrorism of some sort.
Now, students of the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization in Kaduna State were released yesterday. That was about 56 days after they were abducted. And upon their release, the president released a statement courtesy of courtesy of what was it called now? Garba Shehu. And of course, the president welcomed the release and also appealed for the release of Greenfield University students. Appeals upon appeals upon appeals.
And the appeals are endless. Appeals are now substitute for government action. Appeals are substitute for strategy. Appeals are substitute, for strong, bold government. The appeals will not do. These are not opposition. The government is not opposition. The government was elected to govern. And what we are saying is govern. And part of governance is that you take action. So it may well be that the government is operating a subterfuge, which means they are appealing in public, but down behind the scene, they're making bold moves, you understand, for rescue. So sometimes government does that. I would hope that's the strategy, you understand, to lull them into a false sense of security, and you go with a hard fist, go after the terrorists and decimate them. I would hope so. But something somewhere tells me that's not what's going on.
Warlords gradually taking over Nigeria. Northern Christian elders won.
Well, it's quite apparent that in some areas they've taken over entirely. In Niger State, if you believe the reports, they were negotiating with the Boko Harams, you understand, for peace. And a lot of money exchanged arms. So, of course, they're taking over in some large
between the state government and Boko Haram.
Yes, that was the claim, from that point of view. So it's quite clear that in some areas that they've taken over and that our military, you understand. In fact, somebody said, you understand, there was a report yesterday, I'm trying to remember, that part of our military actually rationing their ammunition, from that point of view, and that things are so bad, from that point of view. If that report is true, and then there's real trouble, and you'll be asked the question that trillions has been spent on the military, where has this money gone? How come we don't have new equipment? How come we don't have new weapons, and so on and so forth? So there are questions to be asked. Except we have the integrated military strategy, except we have a commander-in-chief that knows what he's doing, you understand, then these warlords will continue to make significant progress.
All right, before we move on, we'll quickly go and observe our next break. We take some commercial messages. When we come back, there is an outcry against a slash on salary of our civil servants. The salary they earn at the moment doesn't even take them to the gate, not to talk of taking them home. That's not take home. And most governments are yet to pay the minimum wage. There is a style they use, the cut and sew, to join everything together, just to make sure that they don't get the full minimum wage payment. When we come back, we'll talk about that. Stay with us.
iléeṣẹ́ Novesola wọ́n ní kí n sọ fún ọ pé tòjò tẹ̀rùn gbogbo àkókò ńlẹ̀ dá ádámà nílò náà yàtọ̀ sí náà dògán tá a fi ń sun bọ̀ọ̀lì lábà oko àgàgà yín náà sólà tó ń gbàgbára láti inú òrùn tó bá gbọ́ Novel sólà ní ó tẹ̀lé iléeṣẹ́ Novesola wọ́n ti wà ní sẹpẹ́ fún pèsè àwọn èròjà sólà lẹ́lẹ́kàǹkà inverter solar panels and batteries solar kit láti tanná láti charge battery gbọ́ rédíò kọrin jẹ̀gbádùn àti láti tanná ẹlẹ́yin bíi méjì sí mẹ́ta solar fan tó ń gbé fan láti tanná sùn dẹ́kun ẹ̀fọn amára níní ṣokùnfà àìsàn ibà solar floodlight fàyíká ilégbèé àtòpópónà fún sẹ̀mọ́lẹ̀ solar freezer láti ṣe nǹkan jíjẹ mímu lọ́jọ́sí kómi síta fóníbàárà solar cctv camera ẹlẹ́yinjú àsáfàbò nílé iṣẹ́ àtọ́fíìsì solar water heater tí somi tútù di gbígbóná solar water pump tó lè fami gòkè ní kànga energy saving appliances dc bulb dc tv dc fan tó ń gbàgbára náà sára bẹ́ẹ̀ làkànṣe solar product wà fún dókítà lecturers farmers tailor àtàwọn ṣọ́ọ̀bù káríkárí Novesola kan náà ń lo kájú ẹ̀ kàn sí wọn bó rajà lólulẹ̀ iṣẹ́ wọn tó wà ní Akíndélé plaza ìdójúkọ Adamasingba stadium Mọ́kọ́lá Ìbàdàn tàbí lẹ́ka ilé iṣẹ́ wọn tó bá súnmọ́
081-8776-6005.
Novesola ló mójútó solar.
Fresh breath is good, but strong teeth and fresh breath is even better. Use Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
As you freely connect to your creator, also stay in touch with your loved ones across all networks for just 12 kobo per second all through this holy month. Simply dial *152# to enjoy this special voice plan. And if you want to share pictures and videos of fun Sahoo moments, dial *312# to get best value Airtel Night Bundle.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
As I dey search online for different medicine to take make belle no enter. Na so I come jam this self-inject wey person go take hand inject himself. The first thing wey come my mind na, wow! So woman fit give themselves injection now? That one mean say I no go dey go clinic come dey stand for long line dey wait for one aunty wey go dey use corner eye dey look me. I come talk say make I try am because na only one injection I need make I no for carry belle till 3 months pass. Even sef, anybody wey doctor dem don train go fit do am for anywhere wey dem like. I be dey fear the time wey I first give myself the injection because me sef dey fear needle, but I come see say this injection e dey easy to do and e no dey pain like normal injection. Right now the level of confidence wey I get e don high. This self-inject medicine to stop belle don give me power. Now na me dey in charge of my body, my time and my future.
You go like check out the different way dem wey you go take avoid belle wey you no want and get more information about self-inject. Oya visit discoveryourpower.org today or make you search for #discoveryourpower on top internet. Na Health Promotion Division, Federal Ministry of Health support this information.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
If you no sabi transfer news, you fit tell your padi say na your team get correct top striker.
What are you talking about?
If you tell your padi say na your team get correct top striker, dem fit shout dey follow you argue.
No way.
If dem shout dey follow you argue, everybody for viewing center fit shook mouth for the matter. If dem shook mouth for the matter, you fit fall your hand for the matter. If you fall your hand for the matter, you fit kick bench as you dey vex. Abeg, before you enter yawa, settle the matter with Google search. Get the latest football news, live scores, transfers, probabilities, and anything wey concern football with your Google app.
32 FM
94.9.
Studio time 25 minutes before 7 o'clock. We're still taking stories, headlines from the dailies today on the program Break It Down Newspaper Review. GBEMISOLA, SOYEMI right here. My name is DELE ADEYANJU and Dr. Oluwajedokun still very much around. Yes, there's a report here from the Daily Post. It's mass suicide. Nigerian workers reject plan to slash salaries. Nigerian workers have opposed the plan by the federal government to slash their salaries, and also President Ayuba Waba noted that the plan was tantamount to a mass suicide. He regretted that the government is contemplating to unilaterally cut the salaries of civil servants. Now, cutting of civil servant salaries and cutting of public office holders' salaries, let's put both side by side. Leaders are supposed to lead by example, right?
Well, first and foremost, I'm not going to subscribe to such colorful language as suicide, but certainly it's economic lunacy. Why? Because when you have a recession, when you have a public borrowing crisis or whatever it is, what you do, you understand, is you reflate the economy. In other words, you don't cut the salary of workers, because if you do cut their salaries, there's going to be less spending power. And if there's less spending power, there's going to be less money in the economy, which means the economy contracts.
But
which means
we print money.
Yes.
Or don't we?
Well, we print money to a certain extent. Governments around the world print money, so I don't think that's an exception. It's what you back it up with, and it's what you do with the printing of money. Whether the money goes into productive ventures or whether it simply goes on consumption. That is the issue. So I think we must not conflict the reduction of salary of members of the National Assembly, members of the executive, with normal, ordinary civil servants. That they're in a class of their own. I think, yes, you should reduce the salary of senators, House of Reps, members of the executive, not just the salary, because salaries are a smoke screen. It is their allowances, it's their emoluments, it's the perks. That's what needs to be reduced. So you reduce the running cost of governance, you understand, which means special advisors, you also reduce their numbers. So you can address that from that point of view, but not the ordinary workers on the street. If you do that, then economy is going to go into a tailspin. So I think government needs to get its head right in terms of the way it addresses it. So in that sense, government is confused, I would suggest.
This quote here, the question is which salary is the government planning to slash? It certainly cannot be the mega national minimum wage of 30,000 naira, which right now cannot even buy a bag of rice.
In some states, they are not even paying the 30,000 naira yet.
Yes. Well, in many states, they're not. Ekiti State is considering reversing it. You understand? Kano has been dilly-dallying up and down like a yo-yo. So at the end of the day, what is it? What can 30,000 do, really? You know, from that point of view, it can hardly fuel a car. You know, most cars, you know, for a week, and the other things from that point of view. So I think government, of course, needs to look at its public finances, but not reducing the salaries of the ordinary worker from that point of view. Reduce the salaries of the big earners. Reduce the salaries of the National Assembly members. Those that take 13.5 million every month. That's where you need to cut it, and that's where you need to turn their service into part-time service so that we can save some money. So the government needs to get it right. So I'm on the side of the workers, you understand, but I wouldn't use such flowery language.
Now, the other part of that report talks about the reduction in the number of federal agencies. We've learned that some of these agencies are already redundant. They don't do anything. Yes. For some of them, they have too many members of staff. Now, if we agree with the cutting of salaries of civil servants, which we already established should not be done. What about the reduction in the number of federal agencies?
Well, there's the Orosanye report, and the Orosanye report has a number of federal agencies be scrapped, merged, and so on and so forth. And nothing has happened really as a result of that. So yes, a number of these agencies need to be wrapped up. They need to be folded up.
But there are people working there.
Well, what you then do is redeploy them to other agencies where they can be more productive, or find more productive means for them. I know what you're saying. You think there's going to be a host of redundancies left, right, and center. That needs not happen. But at the end of the day, they are running costs. You know, it's not just the salary. For all these people's salaries, they are running costs in order to implement it, to run those offices, power, water, all those sort of things. Whereas some of these people, if you match them in a particular office, you reduce those costs. You remove those costs. So in that sort of way, savings can be made.
All right, I'm taking this report now that says ICPC warns lawmakers and government officials against project duplication. About 2 days ago, there was a report from Punch newspaper where Budget said 316 duplicated projects worth 39.5 billion naira is in the 2021 budget. And now ICPC is warning that government officials should not duplicate. We already have a report that says most of those projects, over 300 projects, are duplicated. Is it warning we should be getting at this point?
Well, first and foremost, I say some of it is deliberate, while some of it is sheer negligence and inefficiency. Because we don't really have a government that is joined up. So what happens is that sometimes the left hand is not aware of what the right hand is doing, but some of it is deliberate, some of it is a smokescreen to allow them, you understand, to pursue evil and corrupt agenda from that point of view. But ICP is raising the right thing. I think if government knows what it's doing, if government is efficient, they should be identifying where duplication occurs and ensure that money, you understand, is not spent twice. A lot of our budget heads are a bit dodgy anyway. because you find monies that are being repeated year in, year out. Can furnitures be changed year in, year out? There's some things that you expect maybe 5-year duration or so on and so forth, and each time they're under the budget heads. And we don't do zero budgeting. In terms of zero budgeting, if you have a budget for this year and you don't spend that money, the next year that item is completely removed because you have to find a way to justify it. And that's not the approach to budgeting. So I think, yes, ICPC is right to raise that warning. And that's sort of preventative rather than waiting for people to steal or to embezzle before you come in and go after them.
But does that not mean that we've probably been having this kind of budgets in the last few years?
Oh, yes.
Many years?
Oh, yes, it's happening. It's happened for years and years, and it continues to happen.
That's what I'm saying. Is it a warning we should be having or getting at this time?
Well, it's better late than never. At least we get the warning. It's something that we should have done something about. But if we haven't done something about it, we can still do something about it. And let's save more money for the future generations.
All right, just before we open the phone lines, quickly we look at this story. 11 years after his demise, former President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua still has a place in the heart of his then Vice President, Goodluck Jonathan. It's a story from the Vanguard newspaper. Yar'Adua died on the 5th of May 2010 at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa after battling an illness that kept him away from public eyes. Dr. Jedokun, if Yar'Adua had stayed longer, maybe the narrative could have changed?
I'm not sure the narrative could have changed because, first and foremost, when Yar'Adua took over, it wasn't even completely fit. Yar'Adua was pursuing a neo-communist kind of governance in terms of where I felt government could solve most of the problems. There were some creative ideas which were laid out by Olusegun Obasanjo, and Yar'Adua came and reversed them. For instance, Obasanjo was about to sell the redundant refineries. In fact, he had sold them. In fact, Dangote had paid the money. This was reversed. Money returned to Dangote, and we continue to run this very ineffective, money-consuming, you understand, refinery. So that was a wrong move. Even with education, I know for a fact, because I went to King's College, I know for a fact that King's College was about to be privatized, allow rich investors to take it over so that to run it well. And that's what they were going to do for a lot of the federal government colleges. It came and reversed it. So the only thing you can say about Yar'Adua is that at least there was appeared to be some sanity in terms of public finance. Corruption, of course, seemed, at least they had a handle on corruption to a limited extent. But as to whether or not the narrative in Nigeria would have changed significantly, I'm not sure. I'm not certain.
All right, you can now call in 070-55 000-949, 0705-5000-949. Let's take our very first call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Sir.
This is Abi. I'm calling from Monia.
All right.
Yeah. The issue is this. Among all of them from the north, I think he would have been one of the best if he were alive. But that man, he's a man of focus, a man of vision, a man of mission. But unfortunately, death took him away, even though he has his own shortcomings. But it wouldn't have been to that level with which we find ourselves now. To me, Yar'Adua is one of those best that ever came from the northern part of the country as a ruler. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution.
It would be a disservice to try to rate Yar'Adua and Buhari on the same level. I think they're certainly not in the same class. Yar'Adua was miles above Buhari. That's my own view anyway.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
We are looking from different perspectives. From my own angle here, the federal government is using this issue of kidnapping to enrich the powerful people in this country. Good morning, this is Omo Bashoron.
All right, thank you very much, Omo Bashoron, for your contribution. You can also drop a comment. We're live on YouTube at 32FM 949 Ibadan, 32FM 949 Ibadan. Before we take more calls, let's quickly observe our very last break for the day. We'll be back.
Ibadan! 9 Mobile 4G LTE has landed and we are in for the time of our lives. Streaming matches will never be the same. Video calls will be clearer than ever. Work will be so smooth, it won't feel like work. That's smooth.
Yes, Ibadan. Enjoy browsing with quality 4G LTE on 9 mobile data plans. Get 2 GB plus free access to social media for 500 naira, 7 GB plus free access to social media for 1,500 naira, and 3.5 GB free data for night streaming on select monthly data plans of 1,000 naira and above. Dial *200*3 Simply *1# to get started. T's apply. 9 Mobile.
mo ṣe àwárí oògùn adènà ìlóyún fún abẹ́rẹ́ àdálò nígbà tí mò ń wá onírúurú ọ̀nà ìdènà lóyún lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára. Kò sí pé à ń tò nílé ìwòsàn àbí pé àwọn àǹtí wa ń nù wá níwọ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀. Mo pinnu láti gbìyànjú ẹ̀ wò pẹ̀lú ìlò ẹ̀kan. Ó lè dènà oyún níní fún odidi oṣù 3. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ẹ̀wẹ̀, ẹnikẹ́ni ló lè ṣe níbikíbi tí wọ́n lérò pé ó fi wọ́n lọ́kàn balẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n bá ti gba ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ elétò ìlera. Ṣẹlẹ̀ ò kọ́kọ́ ń bà mí fún nígbà àkọ́kọ́ tí mo dára mi gún lábẹ́rẹ́ torí ohun tí mo mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ni pé gbígba abẹ́rẹ́ máa ń mú kára ni mí ṣùgbọ́n èyí rọrùn kò sì tilẹ̀ dùn mí. Oògùn adènà ìlóyún gígùn ẹni lábẹ́rẹ́ ti ró mi lágbára. Wàyí o, mo ti túbọ̀ ní ìkápá lórí ara mi. Mo sì ti ní ààyè fún àkókò àti ọjọ́ iwájú mi.
Ǹjẹ́ ò ń fẹ́ láti ṣàmúlò onírúurú ọ̀nà tí o lè gbà fi dènà ìlóyún kí o sì túbọ̀ ṣe ìwádìí sí i lórí bí a ṣe lè dá ara ẹni fún ní abẹ́rẹ́? Kàn sí discoveryourpower.org lónìí tàbí kí o wá #discoveryourpower. Ìkéde yìí ń wá pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn ẹ̀ka tó mójútó ìdàgbàsókè ètò ìlera lábẹ́ àjọ elétò ìlera tìjọba àpapọ̀.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey e dey use comfort?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Chidi, now where you dey go dey jump road up and down?
Na papa say make I buy am Shakis.
Shagini? Oh, I don't tell this man say make you no dey send this boy buy alcohol na. Papa Chidi, abeg no dey send this pikin buy Shakis o.
Mama Chidi, why na? No be buy I say make him buy. Make I no dey send a message again.
Papa Chidi, you no know say na small before you go wan know how the thing dey taste eh? And if that one come happen, when you come dey drink am, na big problem be that o.
Hey, he reach that one?
Yes o, Papa Chidi, he reach. Person wey never reach 18 no suppose touch alcohol. Papa Chidi, you hear me so? Even the Federal Ministry of Health talk say alcohol na for only person wey don reach 18.
Okay o, I don hear. I no go send am again. In fact, make I go tell am myself. Chidi!
Now, Distillers and Blenders Association of Nigeria, DBAN, will be subsector of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, bring on this message.
Please, sir, how do I get to Retire Well Crescent?
It's easy. Just go straight on longitude 155. Take a 360-degree turn, then traverse on the trajectory. And bam, you enter the streets. You can't miss it.
At Stambic IBTC Pension Managers, we believe that preparing for the future should be easy. Email switch to pensionsolution@stambicibtc.com and let our experienced managers help you get started. Stambic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Bola, what have you been seriously studying for? I thought you were done with your exams.
Mommy, I've been preparing for the 32FM Smart Kids Ambassador Challenge.
What's that?
The 32FM Smart Kids Ambassador Challenge is a quiz competition for children on radio. If I answer all my questions correctly, I get to be an ambassador and also win a bicycle.
That's interesting. Oh, please face your book, I beg. Do you want snacks?
Yes, Mommy.
Hello, lads. That's it. Are you between the ages of 5 to 13 years old? From the 1st to the 27th of May, you have the opportunity to be a Smart Kids ambassador. All you have to do is call on the show from 5:15 to 6 p.m. daily and answer all questions correctly. You also stand a chance to win bicycles, engineering sets, and lots more. What are you waiting for? Start studying. Be like Bola. Bola is a smart kid. The Smart Kids Ambassadors Challenge is proudly supported by Smart Kids Engineers, Design Bricks, Flour Mills Nigeria, Danabit Homes, Health Concerns. Note that you have the opportunity to give a shout out to your school on the show for a token. For sponsorship and inquiries, please call Talkback on 003-579-6925 or Sheung on 0703-602-1608. Smart Kids Ambassadors Challenge, the conquest of the best brain.
The last lap of our show this morning. We have 10 minutes before 6 o'clock. We'll take some more calls. 070-55,000-949. 070-55,000-949. That's the number to call. And you can drop your headline on YouTube, 32FM 949 Ibadan. Yes, Dr. Jadoku, what if we are now running this capitalist system? We are running communists like China or socialists.
Yes.
Is it possible to revert to any of these other ones we've not used?
No, the socialist or the communist has been discredited anyway. So we can only run what is called a mixed economy, which means that the government intervenes decisively.
But that's why we have greed everywhere, corruption everywhere. Everybody wants to amass enough wealth.
No, that's part of it. Yes, the corruption does. Capitalism does encourage corruption to a certain extent. But to be able also to run a communist or socialist, as it were, you also need a lot of investment, which this government certainly hasn't got.
All right. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Mark. Dr. Jedukun, good morning. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Dr. Mark.
Okay, I just want to say something about the governors taking a decision to slash salaries and all that. You see, invariably, they do not really understand why the implication of what they're trying to do. What I thought they should do is look into when you borrow. You have never seen such. I'm sorry. This kind of leadership before. When you borrow to pay salary, do you borrow to pay salary? I mean, what you should do is borrow money to boost productivity in your state such that you will have income to run that state. Now, the government says, NNPC says they do not have money to give out for just May and June. That's the reason why it's hitting hard on the state. And everybody is trying to, where they are going to slash salaries. What happens to all the money that we have in the ends of affairs? The House of Assembly is looking for a way to bring in more people into the House so that we'll have additional 1.2 billion per month. Why have you not seen it to have to stop all of that? I'm even looking at a situation where we can scrap the House of Assembly and make it a part-time thing. We don't need them being there all the time. They should just go away and bring in some sort of persons that can come there 2 times in a week. It's a part-time job all over the world. The kind of money we spend in politics is so much. That's why the economy is going down. There's no productivity. So the government should look into how they can generate income in their state. There are lots of moribund industries in Nigeria. They can revive 1 or 2 that pertain to their state. And like I said, the salary payment will be smooth.
Cost of governance, Nigeria has one of the highest in the world, and the cost of governance has to do with the National Assembly. In fact, if you calculate the recess period where they're on holidays, then you must conclude that they are part-time, being paid full-time, and among us salaries and emoluments.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Alaja Salah from Coca-Cola. I think in whatever form and in whatever way whichever way you look at it, saying that it is now the salary of the workers that will be reduced or cut into half. That's the only solution to make sure that the economy keeps running. It's a kind of docility of idea. So we have been saying that our politicians in Nigeria are the highest paid in the world, and they are not doing anything. They are not serving the people. They are only there to serve themselves. So what I'm trying to say is this. I think it is high time everyone swoop on, have a meeting with any rep member, any senator from the constituency, and we tell them that as they are going back to Abuja, they should go and sit down and reduce the salary of the politicians from federal to state and local government level. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your contribution.
Yes. That's if you can find your representative. That's if you can get them.
They have constituency offices around.
Well, they do, but how many of those offices are manned?
But they know their houses.
Well, yes, in some instances, yes. Well,
some of the constituency, if they want to change their phone, they know where to get them.
Okay. Well, okay. So let people do that.
If they have a wife born Peking, they know where to see them.
They know where to see them. Yeah. Well, then let people pursue them and let people engage them constructively.
Good
but
morning.
The pressure must be put on them.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I'm Mr. Lawal calling from Boluaji.
Please go ahead.
In respect to
the government speaking on how to reduce salaries of civil servants, you will see clearly that these our leaders are just not there for us. They are there for themselves, and it has been lingering. It has been like that over the years. But something keeps bothering me. Why don't Nigerians come together in one in a view, have a particular view, where we have the elections coming up pretty soon now. There will be general election. How do we put an end to these people that are just coming there for their own selfish purpose? How do we do this? You know, it's obvious that they don't have us in mind. They don't have us in mind. Secondly, Gumi introducing parents to people that will go pay money behind and then before they get their children released. What's really happening? Is it that all of these people, they cannot hold them responsible, or when you get up there, whatever you do, you get away with it? It's. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand where we're going. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for your contribution.
Well, it appears the government is privileging, you understand, the competence and privileging all these kind of backhanded actions in favor of sensible governance.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Damian. Good morning, Dele. This is okay.
Good morning, okay.
Please, the first one I want now. Then you can actually come back. Well, we need to go with our stages. You get that. Yes, they have jobs.
Okay, we have to disconnect that call because the network is not very fine.
0705 500949.
Take just one more call.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning from everybody here.
All right, sir.
I want to thank God for the life of those students that were returned. Although we don't have the full report concerning the way they were returned, but thank God they are back with their parents. Concerning the news that they are talking about reducing the salary, it's a welcome development, but I want them to reduce the amount of dollars, fuel prices. They should reduce VAT and return it to where they found it. And it will be very unfair for anybody to assume that Yar'Adua's tenure is the best or say is the worst. Because I believe in 2017, if anything has happened to this present government, people will be talking about him being the best. Have a nice day.
All right, have a nice day too. Thank you very much, and it's a wrap. Those are the calls that we can take. We want to say thank you for joining in this Thursday morning. And to our analyst, Dr. Oluwajedokun, thank you very much for coming around. My name is GBEMISOLA SOYEMI. Have a great day.
And my name is DELE ADEYANJU. Thank you so much for choosing 32 FM. In a short while, I'll bring you Smart Kids Show with Auntie Yellow.
The station admired by other radio stations.
Yes, we are.
32 FM 94.9.
My name is Chinedu Abundance. I am 11 years old. I listen to Smart Kids so I can gain more knowledge about what is happening in the world. You should too.
Hi fellow kids, my name is Zainab Bintu Maruf. I am 10 years old. I listen to Smart Kids show because it is educative. I implore other kids to listen. My name is Abdigan Teslim. I am 6 years old. I listen to Smart Kids show because I love 32 FM.
Oh, what a great hat, Robert.
Thanks. I thought I lost it, but we just found it.
Well, no wonder you're happy. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
That's the spirit. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet.
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it,
stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray!
Hooray!
If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray!
Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it.